On one side is a person with a need, a problem, or a dream. On the other side is a solution, a way to solve the problem or to fulfill the dream. So you as a salesperson, or we as salesperson, we are not just taking them through the bridge, but we are the bridge itself. So today I'm going to talk about how selling can be used as serving rather than selling, so that you can change your perspective, change your attitude, so that we can tenfold the sales and the revenue. That's what we did a couple of years ago. We changed the whole perspective, we changed the whole attitude and the culture of the company, and we managed to increase the sales by 10%, tenfold, as in 1,000%. So I'm going to take you through some stories that we used, and these will help you increase your sales. Imagine there is a big basket of apples. You want to sell these apples. There are two ways of looking at it. First, you look at the apples and think, okay, how much am I going to sell the apples for? How am I going to make the most out of this? How am I going to maximize the profits? How am I going to sell everything? That's one way of looking at it. On the other hand, you can think, okay, I have some nice apples. Who will need the apples? Who is craving for the apples? Who's needing the apples today? Let me find out who needs the apples and serve them. Can you see the difference? So in the first one, we are looking at ourselves, and in the second example, we are looking at the other person who's in front of us, and we are trying to serve them and look at what they need. So as an example, what we do is, we are a social media marketing company. So what we do is, instead of trying to push our packages to anyone who's in front of us, that's what normally most of the coaches or someone who's selling, they most of the time what they try to do is, they will see, okay, let me push this to this person in front of me and convince them to buy. That's not the best way to sell. The best way to sell is find out, dig deeper into your services and see, okay, these are what we have and these are the benefits of the services. Who needs these services? Look at your ideal client. Dig deeper into your ideal client. That's what we do for every single client. We go and dig deeper into our ideal clients. We see, okay, this person has to be this age. They have to be living in this area, maybe in this country. They have to be a family man, maybe, or a woman. The age, the sex, the income levels. So all these, what are their interests? Where do they hang out? What are their problems? So then we create this avatar, the ideal client, and then think about their problems. This could be you 10 years ago, 5 years ago. So then you can see their pain points. You start talking about the pain points and your ideal clients will raise their hands. They will say, oh, I'm struggling with this. I think I have this problem. I'm looking for a solution on this. Now you are finding the people who are interested in the apples. So you don't have to sell there. You found the people who are interested in the apples. Now it's a matter of just giving them the apples and they will pay you happily because they were looking for apples. Similarly, look for people who are looking for your services and then they will pay happily. There are a few reasons why we need to do this, because one, if you push your sale, what happens to a person who doesn't like that, what happens is that person will come back saying, oh, I don't like this. This is not what I expected. And then they might not leave a good review. You might have a bad review that will impact the whole business. On the other hand, if you get someone who you love, who loves your services, they will leave a nice review, a lovely testimonial, and that will help you to build and scale more and more. So that's about the apples. Let's move on. Imagine you're a gardener and you're watering the plants. What if you water every plant the same way and you're pouring the same amount of water to every plant? What would happen? Some of the plants will be dried out, right? and some of them will be wilt. Why? Because not all the plants need the same amount of water. Similarly, when it comes to clients, different clients have different needs, different levels of needs. One client might be looking for just advice. One might need one-to-one help. We have different clients. For example, we have some of the clients that come to us, they have no clue about social media. When they come to us, when we talk about a landing page, they're like, what's a landing page? What do you do with a landing page? What's a squeeze page? What is a funnel? I have no idea. So if we talk to them in the same manner, and if we give them, oh, you need a landing page, they'll be puzzled. They're not going to enjoy it. They're not going to like it. So there is a way to explain to them, and there is a level of depth that we go into. So we need to come up with a solution to each individual according to their need, looking at what they need and listening to them. That's why it's very important to listen in a conversation. When you are talking to your clients, when you have a sales call, you need to listen more than you talk. Because if you talk, you're not going to understand the client. You are just expressing, you're talking about your products and services, and the client is just there waiting for you to finish. And no one has listened to what the client needs. So the only way to find that out is by listening to the client, taking down notes, repeating what you understood. Sometimes the client might mean something else when they say something. So when the client is talking to you, you take down notes and repeat so that the client knows, okay, this person is taking down notes. This person is taking care of what I'm saying. He has respect to what I'm saying, and this person is listening. That's the kind of people that I want to work with. So that makes that client trust you, build some trust upon you so that the client will purchase from you. So that's something that's very important when it comes to sales. Moving on, imagine you have a friend or friends. When would they contact you? Would a friend contact you only at a time when they need you? Or would they check out on you? Maybe text, maybe send a message saying, okay, how is it going? How are you? So that's a different kind of relationship. When it comes to clients, it's the same thing. You need to be able to build relationships with the clients, not for the sake of making them a paying client and getting money out of them, but create a very strong relationship. With our clients, what we do is sometimes we send birthday cards. We send birthday cards to every single client. When we hear that they're not feeling well, we send get well soon cards. We send Christmas cards. We send New Year cards. We send thank you cards. So these are ways of getting through to them, getting in touch with them. And some of these are not even clients. We just talk to them, see how they are. A couple of days ago, I contacted a client who said, okay, get in touch with me in 6 months' time. So I'm just checking up on that person. How are you doing? Are you ready? Do you want to have a call, or do you want more time? It's just different ways of contacting the client and making sure that they understand that you care. That's what you need to show them, that you care. When you show that you care, then they will be more interested in working with you. Imagine you go to a doctor. You have a stomachache. You go to a doctor. Before you even start explaining what your illness is, your problem is, the doctor prescribes something and says, there you go, take this. And how would you feel? What would you do in that scenario? You'll be puzzled, right? How the doctor doesn't even know what I have, why I came. This person is not interested in me or my problem. They're just prescribing something and taking money. You wouldn't like that. It's similar when it comes to clients. When a client comes to you, if you have, say, 3 packages, I have 3 packages, and you start explaining about our packages. We start explaining about all the packages that we have, instead of listening to what they need, then the client will be like, oh, This person is more interested in what he has to offer than what my problem is. This person cannot serve me. Instead, if you take all the details like a consultant would listen to you, take all the details, ask all the relevant questions, and then prescribe something that is suitable for that particular patient. So effectively, it's a patient because they come with a problem. They come with a pain. You are acting like a consultant. You're acting like a doctor. You are prescribing something that will take away the pain. That's why it's important to listen to them and understand what their problem is, what their pain is, and then come up with a solution that suits to their pain, not just suits to any pain. Let's move on. When it comes to selling, most of us, at the beginning at least, we are okay when we talk about the features, we talk about our services, we are all good. We talk about the company, it's all good. But when it comes to the paying part or the payment link, or when it comes to asking for payment, we are all like, oh, how do I say this? There is some sort of fear that comes in to us. Let me tell you why this comes in and how to avoid it. Because this fear comes from a couple of things. One is the price. So you have a price. How do you come up with the price? That's an important thing. Because if, for example, your services, you think your services are valued at 500. This is the value of my services. So you have one package which you think, you believe it's worth $500. Imagine you put a price as $1,000. What happens when it comes to the sales part, when it comes to the conversion, the closing part? You'll be like, this is the offer, and then it's $1,000. Would you like to buy? Why? You're struggling. You are panicking because you have some sort of doubt. You have some sort of guilt inside you because you know it's only worth $500, but you're trying to sell it for $1,000. Doesn't work like that. And the worst thing is the person in front of you can understand your energy. They will be like, oh, this person is trying to trick me. This person is trying to push me. This person doesn't even believe in the price himself or herself. Now they're trying to convince me to buy this. And then they run away. You won't be able to close that way. And that's a big thing that you need to think about. If your offer is only worth $500, you need to sell it at a lower price than that. Imagine your offer or your services are worth $500 and you create an offer for $250. How would you feel then? You know it's worth $500 and you would pay personally to get your services $500. But you're only charging them $250. How would you feel? You feel very confident, and that energy, that positive energy, and because you're sold, you can't sell unless you're sold. Now you're sold on your products or services. So now you can convince the other person, and the other person can feel your energy, and that person will be like, yes. And you don't even have to ask for the payment. You just say, how do you want to pay? And send the payment link, and it's done. It becomes so much easier. And that's one reason why we convert more than 80% of the sales calls, because we are sold. It becomes so much easier when you're sold to sell because they can feel that energy. Moving on. Imagine a restaurant that you've been to lately. You loved the restaurant. You loved the services. You loved everything about the restaurant. Now what happens? You start marketing the restaurant yourself. You don't get anything from the restaurant. You just got the services. You just went to the restaurant. You enjoyed every bit of it. Now you want others to enjoy the same thing. Is it because of the food? Is it because of the drinks? Or is it because of the whole experience? I bet it's the whole experience that you got from the restaurant. When you went to the restaurant, the greeting, the way they looked at you, the way they welcomed you, everything, the surroundings, the atmosphere, the food, the drinks, the waiters, everything did matter. The way they talked with you, the service, everything mattered. So this is the kind of experience one would like to get from you when they come to you. So when they come to you, please serve them the same way. Give a different sort of experience. Give a wow experience. That's what we do when clients come to us. They're like, it doesn't matter. We don't focus on selling, converting, or we don't focus on getting the money. We focus on the client needs. We focus on their problem, their pain point. We look at ways in which how we can sort out the problem and help them. That's all we focus on. And guess what? They are sold. They become sold really easily because why? They understand that we care and we give a wow experience. Most of my clients, they just love to have a call with me just because I give so much value in the call. Doesn't matter whether they become a client or not. We will show them how it should be done. Moving on to the next one. Imagine a teacher handing you a math book and says, okay, figure it out yourself. How would you feel? And then there's another teacher who says, come here, sit down. Let me tell you, let me show you how to get the answer to this problem. You have a problem. This is the solution. But for you to get the solution, you need to follow these steps. When you follow these steps, you get to this solution. But it becomes so much easier and it's very clear, and you learn from the teacher and you are delighted. You are happy. You know you've done it. Then you have so much trust on the teacher. That's what you need to be creating. You shouldn't be saying, okay, for example, we have marketing packages. We say, okay, for this package, we guarantee 10 calls booked. With this package, we guarantee 20 calls, 20 qualified calls booked. With this package, we guarantee 50 qualified calls booked. But if we just say that, the clients are not going to trust on us. They'll be like, how are you going to do that? Just show me how, and then I will believe. So we take them through. We say to them, okay, this is what we do. We do all the marketing, all the content for you. We create all the content for you. We share the content across all the platforms every single day for you. We reach out to your ideal clients. We talk about your ideal clients' pain points. We ask questions. We run polls. We share articles. We go into groups and share this. So we reach out to new people and then we put them into a group. We create a group for you. We collect people for you. So when we explain it like that, and then we build the trust. Once we build the trust, we ask more questions and then build more credibility. And then we ask them if they want to get more value from us, and we book calls. This is how we book calls. It takes this many hours. We spend 100 to 200 to 500 depending on the package, and that's how we book the calls. Then they're like, wow, this makes so much sense. Yes, I'm happy to go ahead with you. So this is what needs to be done. You need to be like a teacher. Another example is a lighthouse. A lighthouse. When you see a lighthouse, what does that do? It guides the people to the right place. You need to become a lighthouse. You need to show them, okay, this is where you are now. This is where you are trying to get to. This is the route. This is how you get there. So if they want, say, to make $10,000 in the next 3 months, you need to break it down. You need to say, okay, your offer is $1,000. So you need to find 10 clients. How do you find 10 clients? You need to look at the different ways. Okay, your conversion rate is only 30%. So you need to have at least 30 calls in order to convert 10. So for the safe side, you need to book at least 40 calls. Okay, for us to book 40 calls, we need to put this much of effort. We need to reach out to this many people. maybe for 100 people, and then we can book 40 calls if there is a 10% ratio. So all these stats need to be taken into account and shown them so that it makes sense for them. So that's something that we can do. So when you do these, it becomes, they feel like, okay, this person is not trying to push, but they are trying to serve me. Imagine a mentor in your life who impacted your life, who changed the direction of your life. Maybe he said something or she said something that changed the whole thing, the whole life. How would you feel about a mentor? Try to be a mentor for your clients. What happens then is they will have more respect and they will come back to you. They will trust you, whatever you're saying. And then also make sure you say that if you can't do something, mention it. It's not like for us, sometimes we create websites as well, and we do the social media marketing, but sometimes there are some apps that they come to us for, and we say we can't do this because we haven't done this before, we don't know about this. And some complicated websites, sometimes we say we can't do this, we haven't done this. And some of the clients, they use different platforms for different things that they do, like podcasts and things. So if we don't know something, we say we don't know, but we can learn it. And if you are happy for us to train someone to learn it and do it, we do it. So what happens then is that they create some trust, build on some trust, so they start trusting you. This person is really good. So that's what you need to be doing. And you need to look at the sales thing as a help, something that you are giving rather than taking. So this is the two ways of looking at it. First, we tend to look at ourselves and see how we can get things. But now you change the mindset. You look at the other person who's in front of you and look at their pain and see how we can help them. And that way they will come to you, they will resonate, they will think, okay, this person is caring, this person is actually trying to help. And that way it becomes so much easier for you to close a sale. Look at it like a gift. Look at it like an opportunity. This person came to me. Now I have an opportunity to help this person. I need to make the maximum out of this opportunity. Let me do this. So that's how you do that. And you help them. Take the advantage of the opportunity and help them. Make it like giving something. Say, imagine a thirsty person. You have some water. Giving some water to a thirsty person. This person needs it. Or medicine to a person who needs that medicine. Or this person has an illness. Like I said, a pain. You have the medicine. You should charge them. Why? If you don't charge, then they don't pay attention. If they don't pay, they don't pay attention. And when you charge, they will pay attention and they will get the things done. So think it as a gift and give it to them. Make sure you give it to them. Otherwise, you can't help them. And when you give it to them, it'll be really easy for you to help them.